The glory of medicine is that it is constantly moving forwards, and there is always more to learn. These words by the famous physician and surgeon, William James Mayo, clearly emphasize the role of research and advancements in healthcare. What appears to be a landmark discovery today may become an service tomorrow. From basic computing to machine learning and artificial intelligence, from X-rays to advanced digital radiography, from the conventional clinical care to the use of nanotechnology in diagnosis and treatment, the world is becoming a smarter place to live in. Nevertheless, with the growing zeal to lead a more comfortable, healthy, and long life, the need for continuous research is inevitable. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 9th Annual Research Day celebrations at PGI. Before we proceed further with today's function, I request our esteemed delegates on the dais to please come forward for the traditional lamp lighting ceremony. We pray with all humility to Ma Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, to shed away the darkness of ignorance with the dawn of self-realization and wisdom. The inquisitive nature of human mind and his never-satisfying urge to improve his living conditions forms the very core of all research. And when curious minds are nurtured with the correct guidance and support, like that offered by this premier institute, the results are certainly revolutionary. With the mission, service to the community, care of the needy, and the research for the good of all, we at PGI are committed to leave no stone unturned in contributing towards health for all. As we move ahead with today's function, I would like to respected director, Sir Professor Vivek Lal, to welcome this august gathering. Sir, please.
Professor Srinivas, Sistamar Ghosh, Professor Rajiv Ahuja, Professor Ragesh Sehgal, and my dear friends and colleagues, my teachers, my mentors, all those sitting on the front rows who took PGI on a trajectory that it still continues to be in and on. Hopefully it should last for a long time into the future. I'm really grateful to each one of you to have come for this occasion. It's indeed a great occasion, I must honestly confess. I was discussing with the director Ames in the morning. He came at 9 o'clock. He came before I could receive him at the airport. Somehow Indigo is always before time. I don't fail to understand how it's an Indian airline. It's always before time. So we were in our chamber and we discussed the heritage which we Indians have, which is hidden in our history. We were calling it the Research Day. I was just going through Indian history of late. I just realized, and Professor Ashima Goyal talked about an Englishman, we talk about English people, that true research actually began in India. True research, true research. When Europe was in the throes of darkness, when there was not a single ray of sunlight in Europe, Shushruta had written 6 volumes on his book, out of which he had described 100 operations of the eye. He described all kinds of operations. He described what a surgeon needs to have to be called a true surgeon, what a physician needs to be having to be called a true physician, and what a true doctor needs to have to take care of patients. Fast forward, India got butchered by the Mughals, right? And then came the Britishers. Not that they were very bad, but they were certainly didn't do as good as one would have expected them to do. I would, if you ask me, look at the origin of this day as a badge of honor. A, for PGI. It's a badge of honor for PGI to have such cutting-edge research being displayed here on the posters. Not because of any other reason, because we hardly get time to do research. Because we are so overwhelmed with patients and patient care that research would really be a distant second. Yet, as Tomar Ghosh was telling me, that she probably has not seen better display of research posters than she saw today. Am I right? So much so that she's got so enamored of those posters, she's decided to postpone her flight back to Delhi. She said, I can't leave this program. That's how impressive you people are. And that's the kind of work that you all do. The importance of this day is just to showcase what we do, what we are capable of doing, and what we should be showing to the world that we are doing. I was just with her on that pet stall, where Harman and Rajendra showed me, and it was Professor B.R. Mittal showed me that patent which they have with corticotropin research, receptor, that PET antigen, with the help of which they are able to localize pituitary gland to precision. And they were talking of international collaborations. I never knew that that was occurring in PGI. I never knew that was occurring in PGI. To precision. It was amazing. It was absolutely a blinder of an eye-opener for me to know this is where we in PGI stand. And as there was someone else also showing about, obviously, some of the series in PGI are amongst the largest in the world. Oh, well, they are the largest in the world. And of course, that is without collaborations. That's without collaborations. Some of the series were absolutely outstanding, outstandingly, displayed, outstandingly discussed and presented in have been published in outstanding impact journals. The point I'm trying to make is, and I always say that, and I say that again and again, commitment, Tomar Ghosh, comes before equipment. In today's time and age, equipment is important, but commitment is still more important than equipment. Remember that. We are a committed lot. You are a CEO of the Royal Tropical Society of Medicine. So next time you get an application from any one of these, don't say no. Don't say no. Give them double of what they want. Give them double of what they want, because it's going to come back to you into 4 times. Let me tell you that. Because these boys and girls, they are committed to the core. They are committed to the core. Professor Srinivas will agree with me. The same holds true for AIIMS Delhi also, right? And what we lack, actually, unfortunately, is funding to achieve a vision. Someone has a vision. Unfortunately, that vision does not get the commensurate funding. So we look forward to help from you. We look forward to help from other agencies so that we can achieve what we are capable of. Once again, I thank each one of you to be here. It's wonderful to see a full house. And I was just thinking, calling it a research day won't be enough. I'm going to call it the National Shushruta Day, after the father of surgery, the father of medicine, and the father of everything in Indian medicine. So thank you so much. Once again, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for always being so supportive towards all our endeavors. It is indeed an honor to have with us today Professor M. Srinivas, Director AIIMS New Delhi, as our revered chief guest for today's function. Sir, I request you to please enlighten us with your vast knowledge and experiences.
You want this? No, I don't think so. Thank you, respected chairpersons. See the Doyens here, great people over here. I'm not here to talk anything. I have talked enough. I have spoken enough in that 1 hour meeting during the interaction. I think that has been given the message. I think we need to give a big hand to the leadership, I think. The leadership which made this today here. And I heard about it. The kind of phone call which I got, he said that you have to come, I had to come, I had come. That's something which we need to give it. The second thing is that we need to give a big hand to the people over there, because it's a collaboration which is the most important thing today. You see the person from Sweden. He's from Sweden with 30 years of working experience there. He's over here bringing the fusion between the medicine and the engineering, IIT Roper and the PGI Chandigarh. This is something which is very important for all of us today, to bring the fusion between the medicine and technology and engineering, especially when India, we are talking about the Make in India and all that. This is the time where this fusion is very, very important for all of us to bring the technology and the equipment which are being imported at the moment from outside. And also to the madam, that this is something which you can understand, that the youngsters here who could do so much of thing, which you appreciated very more than anybody else, because we have been seeing that in India, and we know that we start comparing it. If you start comparing with the kind of research these people have done, with less resources, without scientists like AIIMS, unlike AIIMS, that is something I think we should give a big hand to those people, the youngsters who have done it, and it is visible there. The kind of research which you have done, at AIIMS I have a lot of luxury. I have money which is 2 to 3 times the funding which you have, the research funding which is 2 to 3 times that what you get it, and the loads of scientists, right, left, everywhere. I have PhD scholars, I have scientists, grade, and everything comes to me on a platter. And then you have done it despite your clinical schedules and the big working clinical workload which you have. I think he's looking at you. Thank you. It's a great thing that you people like you, the directors, the past directors and the present directors, have brought this institution to this level of clinical and research experience, and the quality and the standards which are visible there in those posters. I think with this, I would conclude. I think we need not go through all this, because we can have a different session on that. Let us restrict to the research at this moment. We have 2 Doyens on the research. Let them speak, because I've already spoken about the administration in the afternoon. We have people, they will speak about the research, and then try to encourage these people and bring the collaboration from abroad and through the IIT and the Sweden and the UK and everything, so that our youngsters get the benefit, and then they move forward for the higher standards of research and the impacts which we get it from the research over in Chandigarh. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of encouragement. Inspired by your thoughts, I can feel the wave of motivation and the desire to conduct good research swirling in all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I now request our esteemed guest of honor, Ms. Tamar Ghosh, CEO, Royal Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene, London, to come forward and address the gathering. She will be speaking on grant opportunities from Royal Society of Tropical Medicine. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon. Professor Vivek Lal, Professor Sehgal, Professor Srinivas, and friends, thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. And I feel so honored. And to be amongst all of you. The research, as Professor Lal mentioned, was mind-blowing. The outcomes that are being achieved, whether that's about patented products, whether that's about patient pathways, whether that's about changes in behavior, whatever the outcome, they are just incredible. And I hope that a few minutes with you today, I want to try and inspire you to share your knowledge and expertise with the society so that I can do more with that to try and improve the impact of your career and of the careers of others working in our field. So I'm going to very quickly tell you about the Royal Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene. We were started a long time ago in a very different world. Decades on, we're a global society. We work for our members, and our members are, like you, people that work in global health and tropical medicine. And we share the same vision, trying to make a difference, trying to eradicate disease, trying to make health more equitable. We have members in over 80 countries, 90 countries, and around 20,000 people engaged with our work on a daily basis. Despite that, we're a very small team based in the UK, just 8, but we have big ambition. Our big goals are shared with many of you, and certainly myself. I am half Bengali, half English, and my motivation, what gets me up early in the morning and gives me the motivation to work so hard in my job, is that I care so much about the fact that all of us should be having equal lives in terms of healthcare and access to health. And so that's something that this is striving for, to achieve those big goals that many of us share. And we do that through helping the careers of our members, by funding them, by showcasing them, by publishing their work, by giving them platforms to learn new skills, by introducing them to new networks and individuals around the world. And this diagram just shows where our members are in different countries around the world. And I'm pleased that we have many members in India, but I'd still like to see more. Of course, that's going to be my personal goal. The scope of our work, well, we started really in the times of malaria. That was the initial focus in 1907. And now we cover all areas of global health. And as you know, that's all infectious disease, non-communicable disease, still the large diseases we see, the small neglected tropical diseases as defined by the WHO, but also we work on other areas that affect our desire and our ambition to achieve equitable healthcare, whether that be about conflict situation, about poverty, about climate change. All of those issues become our business because we want to solve those big problems. Day to day, we have 2 peer-reviewed journals. I've left some in some of the tables outside, so please do take a copy, and please consider publishing if you're at that stage of your career. We run events around the world, but the area I really wanted to talk to you about today are our grants. We give out grants every year to people that have not had funding in their own name before and have an idea, a project that will last a year. And the funding is up to £5,000, so 500,000 rupees. And the idea is that they have the first opportunity to run their own research project. Now, whether that be in a lab, a field-based project with communities, a policy-based project, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what disease area it's in or area of health. The point is we want to stimulate the new leaders and the new innovators by taking that first plunge, doing their first project. And we've made the application process easy and the reporting process as straightforward as we can. So we will next open in February, and I'll encourage all of you to either think about it yourself or consider others that are earlier in their career that you work with that you feel will have a good idea that they can put to the test. I should say our grants are not specifically aiming for you to present or publish your work. That would be great, but we want you to experience doing research for the first time and being inspired and finding your area of health that will drive your career forwards. A bit about our work in India, just a little bit to say we have 100 members. 2 of our board of trustees are from India, Professor George Varghese and Professor Pramod Samantare, and our country ambassador for India is based in Delhi, Dr. Shishendu Mukherjee. We have a student ambassador based in Ames, New Delhi, and we have many global assessors, and their job as volunteers are to look at the quality of our grant applications. And I should say, you'll recognize one of the names there. Dr. Rakesh Sehgal is one of our global assessors who looked at many of our grant applications this year. We've given 12 grants out in India since 2019, which sounds a lot, but that's out of 330. And I know for a fact that it's not about conversion. I know that when we receive grant applications from India, they do well, not surprisingly, given all the research that's happening. So I want to encourage you to make the decision to apply. Think about projects that you could do and encourage others around you to do the same. I've listed here some of the winners since 2019. I'm not going to talk through those. We also had our first emerging leader from India a few years ago, Dr. Devaki Nambia from the George Institute, and that's a cash prize of £5,000. We run events across India. We've had to pause during COVID, but I'm really pleased that we're starting up again. And that includes events and meetings specifically for early career researchers to talk about their work. And also we're running workshops with organizations such as DNDI, I don't know if you've come across them, and we're trying to bring early career researchers and early career journalists together to try and encourage them to talk about their work in public space, trying to counter fake news, but also trying to promote researchers as communicators, as we need for science. I've added in some more information about the grant program, but I just wanted to show you a quick couple of slides. The number of applications has gone up really high since 2017. We're now around 2,000 applications, but the number of awards has also gone up. And I'm pleased to say that this year we'll be up near 240. So the conversion rate from application to award is not too bad for grants programs internationally. Please do consider it. There's some eligibility, but I've mentioned the main areas there. And if anyone would like to see these slides afterwards, please let me know. My email is at the end of the presentation. So just a timeline to think about these grants. We normally open in February. This is this year's timetable. So please, if you can, go to our website, rstmh.org, sign up to the newsletter. It's the easiest way to find out about our grants program, about our meetings and events, our travel scholarships, and other ways that we can support our members. And the last couple of slides are on our journal. So we have 2 peer-reviewed journals, Impact Factors around about 3. And they publish, Transactions publishes monthly. It's free to publish in Transactions. It's been running since 1908, and it's a very clinical journal. I'm sure you've heard of it. Members that join the Society have free access to Transactions. International Health is a policy-based journal. It comes out every 2 months, and it's fully open access. We have special issues. Recent ones include One Health, mycetoma, podoconiosis, and I'm sure some areas that you'd be interested to read about. So do have a look or pick up one of the copies that I've left here. Our editorial board is very international when we're trying to make sure that we have representation from all countries. So I know time is short. Thank you once again for inspiring me today with all of your research. Thank you to the honourable group at the dais for their support today. And I'll leave you just with a message. Please sign up to the newsletter and find out about ways that we might be able to help you in your careers. And good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ghosh, for your insights on the various options that can be used to support our research. Moving forwards, I feel delighted to call upon the stage our cherished guest of honor, Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, Director, IIT Ropar. Sir, please.
So, thank you for inviting me here. Usually, I don't meet so many doctors at the same time. So it's my first time. But when for last 30 years, as Professor Srinivas already mentioned about word Sweden, because I was discussing him, he asked me from where you come. I said I was last 30 years in Sweden, and I'm still on leave. I took a lien over 5 years, and last year I joined as a director of IIT Ropar. So, sometime when you are in Europe, you are not this kind of formal actually. We are very informal, we just start. So I always forget to mention the people sitting in the dais. So I will like to thank Professor Lal and Professor Sehgal to inviting me here. And I met first time Professor Srinivas, and I was amazed by his simplicity. So people of that stature are so simple. I before, so he is very simple. And of course, we met Tamar also, and she already said that she is half English and half British, or half Indian. Sorry. So she can understand also some words in Hindi also. So you can speak with her in Hindi also. So what was the aim to have this kind of meeting? So we are having today a research day, and doing research in a medical institution is not an easy job, because you as a doctor, you are overloaded with the patient. And when I see the number of patients you are looking in PGI, it's amazing. I know when I go to doctor in Sweden, and doctor say, Rajiv, I am very busy today. I say, what happened? Today I have seen 3 patients. So they are so busy there when they say 3 patients, and you are looking for thousands of patients every day. So this is very amazing, and we should thank all of you as a doctors, and you are saving life of thousands or millions and putting a smile on their faces. So as a doctor, you are doing a wonderful job. I can just tell you one instance. 3 weeks back, I was in a convocation in DMCH, Ludhiana. So their principal asked me, sir, you have to motivate people here. So I asked, I'm a chief guest in a convocation, so should I motivate these MBBS doctors? He said, no. You have to motivate our faculty members. So they should do research. So that was a motivation. He asked me, please motivate our faculty that they should do also research. So that's the thing we have to think about right now when we talk about the research. I always say that research is a mother of innovation. And you cannot be an innovative country until our research is strong. And we have to make our background research to very strong, so then only can we be innovative countries. When we talk about which one is the most innovative country in the world, these are the small countries. You go to the Nordic countries, they are in the top 10 in innovation, but in India we are below 40, around 40. So, but we have made a lot of progress when we talk about innovation, because before India was at 80th place and now we are around 40th place. So this is a remarkable achievement, and we need to do more, and we want to be a top 5 innovative country in the world. So this is our achievement, and this should be our goal we should set for the future. Before I go, what we are doing together with the PGI, we have a very long-term collaboration with the PGI since IIT Ropar started, and I just met your previous director Chawla ji, and he mentioned me about his relation with our first director Surappa ji. So I know that Surappa and you used to meet very regularly, so I was looking all those files, and I said that we should start it again, this collaboration, with a more aggressive. We already have a lot of collaboration people in department orthopedic, and we are also participating a lot in this, what you can say, device development with Professor Matthew. And so we are working in that area already. And now we are going to set up a center, and I always get a mail from Professor Sehgal, and I got actually every day a message from him also. So we have a set up a research center. We are going to set up a research center with a collaboration with the PGI in IIT Ropar. We call it a Medical Technology Research Center. And in the first meeting when I met Professor Lal in July, at that time we decided to set up this center. And IIT Ropar will give the space of 10 acres. And we will also provide the equipment worth of 10 crores in IIT Ropar. So, and we can have a PhD student or master students, they can do their thesis work here or there. So we want to work as a team, and we want to work as a one person. So in the morning, some of you are not there when Professor Srinivas was talking about departmental collaborations. Actually, that's what we are missing. The day I joined also IIT Ropar, I said, we should forget about word I, we should use word we. I never use word I in Sweden for last 30 years. We always say that we will do together. So we have to start this collaboration within department first, then you can come to the institute, and then we can collaborate outside institute or institution around the world. So we have to make this culture of collaboration. I always say that India can only lead, and India can be world superpower in terms of economy or anything what we think that a superpower has, only by two ways. There's two mantras. One is innovation and other is collaboration. So we have to learn how to collaborate. I can give you one example of collaboration, because I want to tell, because you are doctors. So I come from the Uppsala University in Sweden. So it's more than 800 years old university. And we have many famous people in Uppsala. So I will take one name, is Professor Carl von Linné. So maybe if you're working in botany or geology, so in botany, if you know that all the plant classification which we have right now, it was given by him. He has also given the classification of humans, but that was a little bit controversial, so I don't want to talk. But plant classification, what exists right now, it was given by Linné. And Linné was a professor of medicine 300 years back at Uppsala University. So, and now, because I come from the technologies, and then there was a department of physics there in Uppsala also. And there was we have a professor called Anders Celsius. And you know, you do use every day this temperature scale. You always say this is a temperature 25 degrees Celsius. So Celsius was a professor in our department. So there was this kind of meeting in Uppsala. This is, I'm talking around 300 years back. And then when Celsius and Linné was sitting together, so Linné asked Celsius that, I know you have developed a temperature scale, but it looks very awkward. He said, why? At that time, when his temperature scale, he said that water will be boiled at 0 degree and it will be freeze at 100 degree. Then Linné told him that it looks very awkward. Why don't you revert the scale that water should boil at 100 degree but freeze at 0? And immediately Celsius got this idea, and he gone back to the lab, he reverted the scale. Think about if two people, one coming from medicine and one coming from technology or sciences, have not talked, I'm sure if we are using that temperature, we are using that temperature scale even today, we will be using that way only, that water is boiling at 0 and melting at 100 degrees. So how important is collaboration? This is what I want to emphasize. So the collaboration not only within medicine department, but collaboration with the technology department. So most of the technology developed by institutions or IITs, doctors are the biggest users. So we want that when doctors use that technology, they should know about what technology they are using, what are the shortcomings, and what are how they can improve those technology. And in that way, then engineers and doctor has to work together. And this is a platform where we can start this. And we have now this opportunity that we can work together as a doctor and engineers. We have in mind many programs we have discussed in last meeting with Professor Lal also, where we can start a program, master's program in medical technology, where doctors and MBBS doctors and BTech engineer should be the participant of that program. They should be two years master's program in medical technology. So where we can both come on the same platform and we can understand each other's language. That is very important. And when you talk directly to the director, to the doctors, then I can develop those kind of technology. So this is in the mind of me, and when I coming to India, and this is a task I was given by Government of India, that how we can bring, and there was a even more challenge was for me that They ask me how we can make Indian education, internalization of Indian education, why our student has to go abroad to study, why the student from abroad doesn't come, why not they should come to India and they should study. So we have to make India as an educational hub. And we have also bring Indian academia and industry at one page. So we should work as a team and we can take this country forward. So this was the challenges. And I can see that India is a very young country and we have a lot of brain here and we can achieve that. And that's what I believe. And that's why after spending 30 years, I took a chance. I said, okay, I will go to IIT Ropar and I will start this from my side. Although 2 years back, I got the opportunity to be a director of the oldest IIT of India. And I said, no, I will not go there because when you go to the young institution, faculty is full of energy and students are also full of energy and you can implement your idea. That's an advantage to be a younger institution. With that, I will stop here and I would like to thank you, all of you, coming here. And I saw some of the poster. I'm sorry, we didn't get much time to look at. So you're doing very good research. And I was always looking the impact factor of the journals. What is the impact factor? Because when you're talking about NRF ranking in the morning, when you say that PGI is number 2 after AIMS Delhi, I think if we can increase our citation, publishing in good quality journals, I think PGI can beat also AIMS Delhi. I can say that. No, if I will come to Delhi, I will say other way around. No. I can see the potential. And because I know some inside of the AIMS culture, because I'm sitting all faculty interviews in the AIMS Bathinda. So when I interact with the doctors, I feel it's very urgent that engineers and the doctor has to talk. I don't want to say something why I want to say that, but I will tell you later, I will share, I cannot tell in front of the doctors. So some of you maybe have came from that interview also, and maybe I asked some of the hard questions. Because the director of the AIMS, he always tells me, you are the one who asks most of the question. So he always tells, okay, Ahuja ji, aap puchiye bas. So I give a lot of tough time because I ask most questions related to technology. So with that, I will stop here. Thank you very much. And it was a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Words have motivated all of us to contribute towards novel research in healthcare by adopting multidisciplinary approaches to achieve the best outcomes. Now it is time for acknowledging the hard work done by our faculty colleagues, residents, and research staff. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward for the award distribution ceremony. The first is the innovations category. Dr. Suchet Sachdev, transfusion medicine. He is associate professor. Dr. Tulika Gupta, Associate Professor, Anatomy. Dr. Joseph L. Matthew, Professor, Pediatrics. Dr. Usha Datta, Professor, Gastroenterology. Dr. Karthikeyan, Associate Professor, Neurosurgery. It's not there, Dr. Karthikeyan? No? We move on to the next, please. Dr. Rakesh Sehgal, Professor, Medical Parasitology. He is Dean Academics PGI as well. Dr. Maryada Sharma, Associate Professor, Otolaryngology and Head and Neck Surgery. Dr. Sunil Kumar Bijrania, PhD Scholar, Anesthesia and Intensive Care. Dr. Gunjan Goyal, Senior Demonstrator, Medical Parasitology. Coming on to the awards for research publications. In the basic sciences category, amongst the professors, we have Dr. Bikas Mehdi from clinical pharmacology. He is getting the first position. Dr. Anoop Ghosh from medical microbiology is second. Dr. Shalmoli Bhattacharya from biophysics is third. This award will be collected by Dr. Arnab Pal, who is the co-corresponding author of this publication. Coming on to the category of associate professors. Dr. Amol N. Patil from clinical pharmacology first. Dr. Ashish Kumar Kakkad from clinical pharmacology second. Dr. Pariksha Gupta from Cytology and Gynecologic Pathology has bagged the third position. Amongst the assistant professors, Dr. Kamal Kishore from Biostatistics is getting the first position. Dr. Manju Dhandapani from National Institute of Nursing Education is getting the second position. Dr. Rakesh Yadav from Medical Microbiology has bagged the third position. Coming on to the surgical specialties category, amongst the professors, we have Dr. Vishali Gupta from ophthalmology, topping the positions. Dr. Shalini Gandhi from Obstetrics and Gynecology is getting the second position. Dr. Praveen Salunke from Neurosurgery is third. He's not there? Okay. We move on to Associate Professors category. Dr. Nitika Goyal from Anesthesia first. Dr. Manjul Tripathi from Neurosurgery second. Dr. Aditya Prakash Sharma from Urology has got the third position. Coming on to the category of assistant professors, Dr. Shipra Gupta from Oral Health Sciences first. Dr. Venkat Ganesh from Anesthesia second. Dr. Akriti Gupta from the same department, Anesthesia, third. Coming under the medical specialities category, amongst the professors, Dr. Ritesh Agarwal from Pulmonary Medicine first. The second position has been bagged by Dr. Ravindra Khewal from Community Medicine. Again from Community Medicine, we have Dr. Shankar Parenja bagging the third position. Amongst the additional professors, we have a single recipient, Dr. Jay Shukla from Nuclear Medicine. Amongst the associate professors, we have Dr. Vishal Sharma from Gastroenterology getting the first rank. Dr. Ashu Rastogi from Endocrinology has bagged the second prize. Dr. Krishan Kumar from Psychiatry has got the third position. Amongst the assistant professors, we have Dr. Rimesh Paul from Endocrinology getting the first rank. Dr. Valiyappan Muthu from Pulmonary Medicine is second. Dr. Arkdev from Hepatology is third. Coming on to the last category, that is the miscellaneous category, amongst the senior residents, we have Dr. Naveen from Pharmacology who is getting the first position. Dr. Chandrima Naskar from Psychiatry gets the second rank. Amongst the pool officers, postdoctoral fellows, and project scientists, we have Dr. Shweta, pool officer from Medical Parasitology, as first. Dr. Subodh Kumar, postdoctoral fellow from Pharmacology, as second. Amongst the PhD scholars, we have Manisha Prajapat from pharmacology as first. Nishant Shekhar from medical microbiology, second. Amongst the JRF, SRF, nursing students, demonstrators, tutors, we have Sinu Jose, nursing officer, first rank. Dr. Gojan Goyal, demonstrator from medical parasitology, second. The last awardee for today is Gitanjali Kalyan. She is a tutor from National Institute of Nursing Education. To express our sincere gratitude, may I request Professor Vivek Lal, Director PGI, and Professor Rakesh Sehgal, Dean Academics PGI, to felicitate our respected chief guest and the guests of honor of today's function. Professor M. Srinivas. Ms. Tamar Ghosh. Dr. Rajiv Ahuja. Thank you, everyone. Our culture teaches us to be thankful for what we have and we're having more. May I call upon Professor Rakesh Sehgal, Dean Academics PGI, to propose the vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to everybody, and it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks in today's function. First of all, I'd like to thank Professor Srinivas, Director AIMS, who found time from his busy schedule, and he came all the way from Delhi to attend this function and be the chief guest. I'm also grateful to Madam Tamar Ghosh, who has come from London, all the way from London to attend this function and tell us about what are the funding opportunities which are available with their organization. I'm grateful to Dr. Rajiv Ahuja, Director IIT, who also found time to be the guest of honor in today's function. And I'm also grateful to Professor Vivek Lal for all his support, help and guidance in organizing the function. And I see that, and I'm also obliged to the ex-director, Professor Chawla, ex-faculty, Professor I.C. Behra and others, and my faculty colleagues who also found time and took out time to attend this function. And also that would, my vote of thanks would not be complete without thanking all the students and the staff who are here in today's function. Well, this function is the 9th function for annual research day. And I would like to tell you that there was a huge response this time. There were more than 500 posters which were entered in today's function, and they have been put up outside. And also, I like to tell you that whatever research work is done, it is a teamwork. One person alone cannot do research work. It is teamwork, collaborative work, and so on. And today's awards are all due to the teamwork. For example, in my department, it is all teamwork. All people have helped, even up to the technical and other levels, and that is how we actually ultimately publish the work or do some innovative work. And the other thing is, like, I like to tell you about what we plan for the future as far as research, innovations and research grants are concerned. As you all know that research grants are available, intramural grants are available for faculty, the young faculty, and we would like to increase the number of grants and also like to streamline the procedure for the grant funding for all the people who apply, and so that we like to encourage research in the institute itself. Secondly is that we would like, that is almost done now, that we would like to fund for innovation, that is patent filing. Somebody who has done some work, we would like to help them in patent filing, and we would like to give some amount of money, because I have suffered also due to the long process of patent filing. We have 2 and 3 or 4 more are in process, but it takes it's a long road to that, and it requires a lot of money. Even an Indian patent, because that depends on how much the people who are helping you in filing would charge you. And now I promise you that before the year end, we'll try to organize something that some amount of money we can refund for everybody who has a successful patent filing done. Whether it is a faculty or whether it is anybody else from PGI, that we'll try to help. In addition, that we are also going to have some intramural grants, which would be, say, around more than 50 lakhs per grant. Some 2 or 3 grants per year we are going to, and that is also in the process. So this is how we are trying to encourage research in PGI, and hopefully we can do better next time, and maybe we can also break the barrier of, say, around 600 posters. And as already has been told by Professor Lal and Professor Srinivas, that we are at number 2 as far as institute rankings are concerned in the country, and well, our effort would be to become the first, even above AIMS New Delhi. So this is our concept, that we want to do that. So, and for that, it is not only the director or the other faculty who are responsible for improvement. It is all people, that is the students, all, the workers of the institute who can help us to even improve our ranking. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the people who have helped in this organization of this function. And actually what we would like to, I would like to emphasize again is that we would like to have, do research which is good for all. This is our motto. in PGI, that do research which is good for all and service for all. Service means that we are a service hospital, and service means service to the patients, and we would like to improve the patient care further and also improve the research further. And thank you one and all for coming to this function, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I request everyone for the national anthem. मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. Everyone is requested tea in the lawns adjoining the Bhargav Auditorium. Thank you.